Hi everyone, my name is Miss Mahira and I am the primary school counselor at WSO, and today I'm here to talk to you about tech. So let's talk tech. Today I'm going to be talking to you about 5 top tips that you can use to ensure that you have a tech healthy environment at home. So let's go. It's important to know what is the content that is being utilized by your children or the young people that are around you, and asking why. Really important to first get curious with the young people around you. So I'll give you an example. A popular thing that children do nowadays is watch videos of games that are being played. So for example, if your child is interested in Minecraft, you might go online and watch other people playing Minecraft and learn through it. And that's not always a bad thing, as long as it's being managed in terms of time, as long as it's being managed in terms of actual content and the communication or the language that's being used in that video footage. So content, what the content is being consumed is really important. Now for older children who are on social media and they're using this as a tool to connect with their friends, it's understandable that is happening. However, it's important to monitor that and ask them that, okay, is this bringing you positive feelings? Is it having a positive impact on your self-esteem? So again, content, being curious about what and why it is being consumed. The next top tip that I have is the question is that, are you a participant or a spectator? Oftentimes as parents, we get super busy in our schedules and we forget to actually engage ourselves with the content that's being consumed by our children. So we will often rush and find them on their devices for a long period of time, extended period of time, whether it's PS4 or whether it's their phones or their iPads or any kind of tablets. And then what's going to happen is that there's a rush of anxiety and you're like, okay, switch it off. And actually what's more important to do is maybe sometimes being participants of the thing that they're doing. It's a way to connect. You have to understand that as science and tech is evolving and as we are going into the modern age, technology is a big part of it. And these gaming tools and these social media, social app tools are actually providing them with good skills. So instead of being a spectator and watching it, sometimes it's okay to become part of that process and playing a game with them. So top tip number 3 is know your facts and share them. It is extremely important that we are approaching technology with our children from an evidence-based practice. And that's just a fancy way of saying making sure that the information is not coming from some random website or some random hearsay, but actually is coming from people who are in the field who are giving you that information. For example, a common source of which is a well-known website, and you can go onto it and you can find out information that is valid and reliable. Similarly, there are a number of information for us educators as common sense media of good things that are published by the American Pediatric Association, in which they do a lot of research around usage of technology by young people and the impact that's having on them. So when you're armed with evidence and when you go to your children with that evidence and share it in an age-appropriate way, of course, it makes the conversation better than simply put away your device. It's also important for them to understand that the impact a lot of the screen can have on their eyes, or the impact that it can have on their mind or their mood. And it should be a conversation, and it should be something that actually you don't have to direct it only at them, but it could be something you phrase it like, actually, excessive use of technology or being in front of the screen can have a direct impact even on the moods of adults. Use of social media can have an impact on how we feel about ourselves. So it is a conversation that has to be happen, and not just a demand that you're making it. That is true for anything, which is that if we do anything excessive, is not good for us. And just like that, technology has a dark side and a light side. The light side, which is something that we've seen as evidence in the past 1 year in the pandemic, is that it's been able to bring our community together. We have been able to continue with our education because of tech. We've been able to continue meeting our family and friends through Zoom and other media platforms. And of course, there is a dark side. And actually, it's not technology that causes it, but it might be a need that's much more than that. A need to connect, not feeling worthy, being ashamed. And that is a conversation that we need to have with our children. As we continue to do two extremes, it is bad for us, and therefore we need to find a balance. Finally, top tip number 5 is that it begins with you. Let me tell you that I have learned in the education sector, as well as my own personal life, that what you say is not important, but it is what you model. So if you are struggling with excessive tech use, and if you have a laptop in front of you, and you have 2 phones, and you have your own tablet as well, then we are in no position to ask our children to do anything different. Make sure that you are actually practicing what you preach, which means when it's meal times, put away those devices. We have to sit together and have a meal, and we have to look each other in our faces and have a conversation. If you're having a movie night, put away that extra device that you might have in your hand. This fear of missing out, commonly known as FOMO, is not just in our children, but actually it's in the adults that are around them. So we're in it together. This is a common phrase that has been used in the pandemic, and therefore your child is going to mirror what they see around you. And if you are able to practice, fasting from technology and making sure that you are not engaging in that device usage, they will learn as well. Thank you for your presence and watching this video, and I hope that it can be helpful for you and your family. If you have any questions and queries, please contact on the email address shown on the screen, and I wish you a lovely day.